Welcome back to the Two Alphas Talk. Today we're going to talk to you about something that we witnessed, and some of you guys will recognize it when you hear it. The word contact and its context. What does it mean, especially in the civilian world? See, guys, and I know we go out and we like to LARP. We go run around, put on our gear, and we run around and we shoot and pretend that we're doing some kind of military maneuvers and all. And then you hear people yell, "Contact!" But there's no real context in it. Where's the threat coming from? What do we do with that? Me and him just walking on an alley, walking down the street, and he yells out contact. What does that mean? What does that mean? Are we in a combative situation where there's bad guys all around us? What do you do? So today we're just going to try to give our impression of what contact actually means.
Right. Now, my impression of contact, I know what it means because I've used it before. But if I was running point and I yelled contact 12 o'clock, that means everybody in the squad or on the team I was on, we know to lay down a base of fire, suppressive fire in that position. The same if I yell contact 3 o'clock, everybody turns and lay down a suppressive fire, then we start maneuvering to break contact. As a civilian, you're not going to do that unless you're with somebody that you're highly trained with, because what's going to end up happening, somebody's going to be left behind, or that person might end up getting shot by you. And so if you go to a training class and they're yelling out contact for a training scenario, that's what they're doing, is merging military and civilian engagements together, and it's usually not the same. A military engagement, you have ROEs, and the rules of engagement are a lot different. I can yell out contact in the military, and if I'm caught into an ambush or that type of scenario, I can lay down as much fire as I want to break that contact or push through that contact. And that means total chaos. I'm taking chaos from a 0 and I'm taking it up to a 10 in a matter of a half a second. Now, do you want to do that as a civilian?
No.
Because there are going to be other civilians around. And that means mad firing without actually looking down the sights, knowing what's behind the target, knowing what's ever in the target. I mean, if you may have a contact that's inside 5 people, that means you're going to shoot all 5 people, and then you're going to deal with the rest of it later.
And the thing is also, when you talk about contact, it's in a context of you're in a hostile situation.
Right.
You're not friendly, and in the military, everybody looks like me. We're all wearing the same color uniform, so we can determine who's good and who's bad. And that's one of the things that we've had, our military has had problems with in these current situations that we found ourselves involved with, because people are dressed in the normal clothing or the normal clothing of that territory, and then they turn around and they draw a gun or a firearm, a rifle, and they point it at the good guys. So those are the things that you have to be aware of when you hear these terms, to just not pick them up arbitrarily because you saw it on a nice video and you start yelling out contact. Because now what's the situation? I can't shoot everybody. What's the threat? What was the purpose for me to draw my firearm in the first place?
Right. And usually if I'm with Al, and I just say, if something happens, and I just draw my gun and I start shooting at a target, he'll probably end up drawing this gun and immediately beat in on what I'm doing. But that's because, we know each other. But if you're around, let's say if you're around a bunch of uncles and cousins or people you've never been around, a lot of people don't even have firearms on them, or they may not be firearm savvy or pro firearm. So when you start yelling out contact, they're just going to sit there, and first they're gonna have to analyze what are you talking about. So you yelling the contact for yourself, basically. So by the time you can save that breath and stop the contact, it'll take you out of getting into a tunnel vision by yelling that contact for you. But also too, it's also, now I'm yelling contact instead of actually getting my gun on something to bear.
Even if you're drawing and yelling contact at the same time, you still have to understand where, who, what, and when.
Right.
Who are those people that I'm in contact with? Unless you're running in a gang and you got into the red territory and you with the blue or yellow or green or whatever color you're wearing today, and you decide that you're going to go in there and you're going to tear up some stuff in that part of town, that's different. But we're not talking to those people. We're talking to people who are just out and have a good time, and they've seen or heard something before, and understand what the word contact really means.
Now, it doesn't hurt for you guys who want to go out and learn some of that experience with the military, wearing all that high-speed gear and running around sweating and carrying on. If you want to do all that stuff, go for it. You know what I'm saying? Take some classes and learn some of that stuff.
It's America.
I'm not going to take any classes to do it because I've done it, you know. And but you can do all that stuff. But remember, if you're going to be concealed carry, do not confuse the military tactics with civilian tactics. Civilian tactics and concealed carry are totally different from military. Military tactics, if I tell these guys suppress a fire and lay down a fire, base a fire on my 3 o'clock, that means they're going to probably dump all their magazines and throw another one in there until I yell ceasefire. And
But that goes back to what you spoke about earlier, in that you train with these guys to
Right.
the point where you can't do it wrong. That if you're in front and you yell contact, even if you don't give a destination of left, right, I know he's running the point, so contact has to be in front. So those are the things that you become aware of by constantly training and practicing
Right.
with the same core of people. Not just hodgepodge. You know, I just met this guy today, and we showed up at the training class today, and he's yelling contact, so I'm shooting over here too. Now you didn't kill somebody that, and there's a whole bunch of other things, sympathetic nervous response
Right.
system, where he does something and I'm with him, so I do it too, and I have to trust him. I have to trust him that if he says this person needs to be shot, then we shoot that person.
Right.
I don't have to ask. Later on, I go, what the hell we shoot for? But
now you're
right
both
now,
in jail.
right now you're both in jail, exactly, because you had no idea what was going on.
Right. So there's some things to think about. Ask us some questions. Shoot us some questions on YouTube. And thanks for everybody. And we'll see you on the next time. All right.
See you next time, guys.